So let's get into it. You're a good woman, right? You bring a lot to the table. You're loving, you're caring, you're compassionate, you're doing some great things in your life. And you're looking for a quality man, but you're frustrated because it seems like you just keep attracting toxic men. These relationships you get into, they're no good, just unhealthy, unfulfilling, no substance. In this video, I'm going to share with you boundaries that you need to set to attract quality men and to drive away all the toxic ones. For those of you who are new to my channel, I'm best-selling author Rainie Howard and relationship expert. And if you're looking for more videos on how to attract a quality, connected, committed relationship, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell so that you'll get notifications on all new videos. We have so much more to share. Also, I want to share, if you're interested in going even deeper in a free training, I have a free masterclass that will teach you the 4 steps to a connected, committed relationship. You can go ahead and sign up for that by clicking the link in the description. And then you'll also get more information on how you can apply for my Divine Connection Method coaching program. All right, now let's get into this topic. These are the boundaries you want to begin to apply and stick to these standards. Number 1, clearly express your authentic truth. Be yourself. One of my clients came to me before and she was telling me about her relationship she was in, how everything moved so fast. She ended up getting pregnant, having a child with this person. Later on, finding out that he really didn't believe the way she believed when it came to her spirituality. You know, she has a really strong faith and trust in God. And so in the beginning of the relationship, she didn't share that with him. She was just so wrapped up into the relationship and the love that by the time it was time for her to really get to know him, she found out that he didn't even believe the way she believed. And she felt that in order to have a real connected relationship and even marriage, that was important to her. So I always share with people, it is so important that you are authentically you. Show up and express your truth. If you are a woman of faith, share that. Share that in the beginning, because what happens is you're going to attract a quality man who respects that and who aligns with that versus you connecting in a toxic relationship with someone who is totally against your faith and what you believe. And that's just one example, but express your truth in many forms. You know, if you don't feel good about something, about going to a certain place, having a certain date, or, you know, doing things that don't sit right with you, express that. This is very important. And these boundaries are important to protecting you from getting involved and getting so connected in these relationships that don't fulfill. These relationships that are toxic and they're very unhealthy. You want to attract a quality man. You want a quality relationship. Therefore, you got to come truthfully in expressing what you desire. This is very, very important. And I actually train and I teach my clients how to do this in my Divine Connection Method coaching program. We go through a foundational technique on how to really build up yourself to be able to do this in a confident way and to not feel like, oh, is he gonna leave? Is he gonna be turned off? No, but just really having this deep connection that is so important to having a quality relationship. Next, it's very, very important that you get clear on what a man's intentions are for a relationship. You need to ask the right questions in the very beginning because you don't want your time wasted. Your time is precious. And not to say that you need to come across really, strict and ask, elaborate questions the first time you talk to a person. No, but as you're engaging in conversation, before you get too connected in the first date and things are moving fast, you want to find out his intentions for a relationship by asking him, so what are some of your intentions? Where do you see yourself in a relationship? What are you looking for in a relationship? What do you intend on developing in a relationship? Many of my clients, I teach them about dating apps and how to start that process and dating and everything. And a lot of times, they get on there and they start the conversation and they start things going. And you want to ask that person, it's great to meet and connect with you here on this app. Whether it's a dating app or it's just social media or wherever you're connecting, yeah, it's great to connect this way. And I would love to know, what are some of your intentions right now in this season in your life and in a relationship? What are you seeking? What are you looking for? Because this is very important, just to get clear early. You want to find out his intentions early. This is going to save you a lot of, stress and worry and insecurity, all of these things that come up, and wondering like, oh, is he ghosting me? Did he leave? Things that can come up later. If you get clear in the very beginning and learn the intentions, you are going to attract more quality men. Because see, here's the thing. If your intention is to develop a healthy relationship that will lead to something long-term, and the man that you're speaking with or dating, those are his same intentions, well, guess what? Hey, there's an alignment with that. But if your intention is to have this quality committed relationship, and this guy does not want that, he's just looking for some fun, some, quick hookups, and then he's gone. If that's really the intention, you're going to learn that, you're going to know that. And if you communicate your intentions right off, that toxic guy, you're going to push him away because your intentions don't align with what it is. And this is what you want to do. You want to push away the toxic guys, and you want to connect and attract the quality ones. Women tell me, well, it seems like there's so many, all the men, it's hard to find a good man. There's no good men. They're all taken. That's not true. What happens is there are a lot of fish in the sea, right? Good ones and not so good ones. And what happens is, instead of you really knowing right off how to disqualify these guys in the beginning, you're just accepting and connecting and talking to them all, and you don't have a qualification process because you don't. And this is what your boundary, this is why your boundaries are important, because they are your qualification process. And if you don't connect to those and commit to those and set those standards and your boundaries, you're going to keep attracting and accepting all of these toxic men who don't even want what you want. The thing is, when you let it be known up front, you drive away the toxic ones. The men who are quality, who are really looking to connect, who are really looking for a long term, who really want what you want, they're going to outlast those boundaries. Those boundaries you have in place he's going to still be there, because he's not going to be quick to leave, because he see that you stand out, because a lot of women are out here dating with no boundaries. So because you come to the table with boundaries, he's going to see something different in you from the very beginning, which is really a clear technique that I teach in a process that you go through. You'll learn this in my free masterclass, the 4 steps when it comes to connecting to a committed and quality relationship. So let's get to the next boundary that you need to put in place in order to attract a quality man. Make a commitment to your high standards and your boundaries around intimacy. Create intimacy boundaries. This is so important. This will save you heartache, pain, misfortune, all of those things, right? It will save you a lot of that if you have intimacy boundaries. And what I mean by this, when it comes to connecting in a relationship, you don't want to be quick to move sexually in a relationship. You want to take your time. And I advise my clients to not become, sexually intimate unless you know this relationship is truly exclusive and you've been through the process, which I teach in my coaching program, because you need to go through this process first. You've been through the process and you know for sure this relationship is right where it is. It's exclusive. This is what you want. This is what you desire. And so, yes, now you're at this place to grow in intimacy. But intimacy comes later. It is not something that you should start with. And this is where this is a huge problem when it comes to dating. This is why so many women struggle and, they're heartbroken. They're having children by men they're not really connected to. They're carrying all of this emotional baggage and pain because they're starting off too intimate. They have no intimacy boundaries. They have no high standards. And see, this is what not having these boundaries will attract more toxic men. But when it comes to a quality man, when you have intimacy boundaries, he loves that. And you may be thinking, really? But men want, yes, of course he wants sex. That's not what I'm saying. And of course he wants intimacy. But he loves when he comes across a woman, because it's not many women out here with these type of boundaries. When he comes across a woman who can stand by her boundaries, who can have self-control, because what it teaches him is she's different. She can be trusted in a committed relationship. He can see that by testing this process of your boundaries, and how committed you are to your boundaries, and how focused you are with making sure that you're not moving too fast. This is so important. And many of my clients, they come to me and they're like really in this painful place. They're frustrated. They're frustrated with love. They're almost ready to give up on love. They're tired. They're tired of the rejection, the heartbreak, all of these things, right? And many of them, they are professional women. They are successful women. They're doing great things in their life. They don't have time for these games. And so this is what I teach them. You want to begin to eliminate, drive away, men that have a toxic way of being in a relationship. And you want to attract more of that quality relationship. And you do this by having these boundaries and standards and sticking to them. Now, I'm telling you, there will be men that will test your boundaries, that will try to get you to compromise your boundaries. And listen, I see it all the time. When it happens, when a woman compromises her boundaries, when she allows this man to talk her into, letting down her standards, it doesn't end right. The relationship is toxic. The relationship later on, she's like, I didn't know he was like this. He's a whole different person. I don't know who he is. Now, I've talked to women who actually was married in a marriage. And the marriage happened quick. They got married quick. Everything moved quick, had a child. Everything just happened so fast. And then 2 years into the marriage, found out he cheated, lied. So many things came out. She just felt like he was a stranger. She didn't know him. What I had to teach and show her is, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to how this started. And that's when we noticed the boundaries. The guards were let down, the boundaries were lowered, the standards were lowered, and you allowed certain things. She really wanted to stick to certain boundaries, but she allowed that man to talk her out of it, to move fast, and guess what? It was a toxic relationship. So when it comes to quality men, they respect a woman with boundaries, with intimacy boundaries. And really that's what you want, because you want your marriage to have a level of self-control. You want this man to show you that he can have self-control, that he can, respect your boundaries and wait until this relationship is really exclusive and you have learned each other, you have grown, you have gotten to know each other, mind, emotionally, spiritually connected to each other, where he knows your soul and he knows you are irreplaceable. This is when you want to get into this exclusive area of the relationship. And this is definitely a process that I teach my clients, and it's so important that you understand this. And finally, the last boundary, you want to stand on your truth and say no when it's necessary. Say no, okay? You need to be able to say no. I talk to so many women. They're like, well, I didn't want to hurt his feelings. Well, he planned this. He wanted me to go here. I didn't really want to go, but I said yeah, and I just didn't want to. Listen, if you enter this relationship being a people pleaser, you are setting yourself up for a codependent relationship that can turn toxic. And I'm just being real. It's important that you stand on your no. If you don't feel comfortable, if you don't want to do something, if something doesn't sit right with you, it's okay to say no. And guess what? A quality man who really wants to know more of you, that's attractive to him. The fact that you can say no, I'm not just, out here desperate for a relationship. I have standards. I don't like certain things. I don't want to do certain things. And I'm going to say no when I want to say no. If I don't feel like it, I don't feel like, talking or meeting you at midnight, I'm not going to do it. It's okay to do that. Show who you are with your standards. Be willing to speak up and honor your voice. This is part of the process, but a lot of women struggle with this. And this is really what the foundational work I teach my clients starting off in the very beginning. They learn how to develop this emotional confidence, develop this emotional safety. Really is self-work that you really got to go through this process to get there and to get clear in order to align yourself with this quality relationship. Because the real reason why you keep having the failed relationships is because you're not aligned to what it is you really desire. And that's the truth. Knowing how this works and being able to say, I'm going to do the work, I'm going to commit to the work, I'm going to make it happen is so important. And so again, if you want to learn, you want to go deeper than this video, and you want to learn the 4 steps, the 4 proven steps of attracting a connected, committed relationship, go ahead and sign up for my free masterclass. Click the link in the description. And then also you'll get more information on how you can apply for my coaching program. I want to now thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts. What are some boundaries that you believe will attract quality men? If I didn't share it, I want you to share it in the comments. Let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I want to hear from you. Also, be sure to, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell for notifications on all new videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.